Hi there, and welcome back to another BobBlast. Hi, I'm Bob Burridge, and this one is all about practicing effective color combinations. You know, if you get the right color combinations, your painting will be just fantastic, a real winner. And what makes an effective color combination? Well, let me show you. Look, here we have the standard color wheel. 12 colors. And look, if you use very specific color combinations, like, for instance, the primaries, yellow, blue, red, it's gonna be a pretty cool painting. It just works. So all those color scientists out there figured it all out, right? So there are many other color wheels. I hope you have one. I know you have one somewhere hiding in your studio. But I have one too. I kind of made it all up. I have my own color wheel too. And so let me show you how it works for me. Now, let me show you my color wheel. All right, I have 10 colors right here. And when I do a painting, I choose only four colors. So I've even numbered them, 1, 2, 3, 4. But I also do one more thing. Number 1, dominant color. Number 2, I call it the focal point color. So mostly the painting's going to be about 80% of this dominant color, right? And the focal point, 10%. Right there, it says it right there, focal point. And around the focal point, I put these two pointers, look, really close, really close. So I'll put a little bit of yellow next to that red and a little bit of purple next to that red, and pew, that's how my color wheel works. Look over here, mostly blue, look at all the blues, all the different values of blues. The red, there's your focal point, can't miss it, it's right in the middle. And what about the yellow and the purple, the two spice colors? Spices, just a little bit of yellow, there it is there, and a little bit of purple. It's real subtle, and underneath here. And that's how my color wheel works. But make sure you stick with a color wheel. Choose one and stick with it. Don't keep switching all over the place. At least it increases your chance of it being a successful painting and an effective painting too. Before I do a demo, let me show you the materials. And so this is my studio setup. I paint flat on tables. I'm going to be doing my practice pieces on watercolor paper. This is the Fabriano Studio watercolor paper. I love it, straight from Italy. My large brushes, watercolor brushes, kind of an acrylic blend of watercolor brushes from Cheap Joe's catalog. I have my color wheel, and from my color wheel, I've established the colors I'm going to be using. Blue being the dominant color. That's the Holbein acrylic ink, dominant color. And again, going to my color wheel, you'll see that the orangish color is going to be the focal point color. I already squirted some out there on my table. And the two spice colors, more of a magenta and a kind of a Kelly green. So I basically just poured out my green paint and a little bit of yellow just to make it more Kelly. Big bucket of water, paper towels. I'm ready to get started. So I've already started. So the dominant color is blue. Here is that watercolor paper. There's the color wheel. I always use one next to me. So according to this, orange is the focal point color. Here I go. Wet the brush. Get that orange out. I'm going to add a little bit of white to that. White makes it more opaque. And this is going to be the human figure. Let's see. I'm painting it upside down too, just so you can see it too. It's a lot of fun to paint upside down, isn't it? funky, huh? There. So you can't miss that. There you go. Add a little bit of, oh, look at that. Woo. So that's the focal point. Certainly a small painting at this point. And so there's no way you're gonna miss the focal point. It's right there. But the background blue, really nice. I like that focal point. Clean the brush. Still making sure that blue is the dominant color. Usually around 80% of the surface. Orange, focal point, about 10%, you know, there it is. And the other two colors, the spice color, the pink and this green. Let's see what I could do. Those are usually about 5%. And they are there, you can tell by the arrows that they're closer to the focal point, so let's do that. Again, add a little bit of white to it. Makes it a nice pink. Oh, look at that. Ooh, I like this. Ooh. Well, I'm supposed to like it. That's the whole idea of this color wheel. I really like, ooh, I do like this. See, just a little bit. See how that really draws attention to the focal point. Now, a little bit of green, same thing. A little bit of green. I'm adding some yellow to that green to make it a Kelly green, and of course, more white. White also softens it. Whoa, whoa. Just a little bit. Now, those are the two spice colors. Let me just darken up the dominant color. Just a little bit more. Wow. It always amazes me when I paint what happens. It's hard to visualize what's really going to happen. I think that's why we became painters. We paint so we can see what painting looks like. I'm going to lighten up the top a little bit. More white. There we go. Still keeping that blue. It's too pink. There we go. That's the color. More white. There we go. See, I still use the same colors. That's the point of this particular demo. If I use the same colors. Oh, this will be nice. It still helps to hold it together. There we go. I'm painting over some of the spice colors to make it even less. Negative shape painting. Get rid of the parts that don't work. And I'm finished with this little demo. The 4 colors, focal point, the 2 spice colors. I followed a color wheel, whether it's my color wheel or anybody's color wheel. Stick with it. It works. Get in, get out, and don't tickle it to death. Hey, I'll see you on the next BobBlast, and thanks for sharing. Have a great time and keep your brushes wet. Hey painters, have you ever felt like you just needed to give yourself some time out and just go away and paint just for you? Hi, I'm Bob Burridge, and let me tell you about one of my most favorite places to go and paint in Mexico. I was writing it all down in my journal, and I was reading it back to myself, and I said, you know, this really reads pretty well. I'd much rather read it to you as opposed to trying to remember. But this is all about me going down and doing a painting workshop for 2, count them, 2 one-weekers back-to-back in one of my most favorite places, 10 miles south of Puerto Vallarta, in our own casa, filled full of a bunch of artists, and the ocean is right there. Let me read you the script that I wrote. It's better than me trying to remember it, okay? Painting in this charming open-air casa studio, overlooking the authentic fishing village 10 miles south of Puerto Vallarta in Mexico. Imagine every day creating in the art studio right on the Pacific coast of Mexico. Ah, that ocean breeze is wonderful, right? Welcome to one of my most favorite times in Latin America, Casa de la Artistas. Come and paint with me, beginners and experienced. Abstract acrylic painting and collage workshops, 2 1 weeks. Boy, does this ever sound like an advertisement, right? Refresh your creative spirit. Immerse yourself in the Mexican culture while you stay and paint on the top floor of this casa and studio. We'll be painting a lot. This painting workshop emphasizes loose, expressive abstract techniques, creative tearing, collage pieces, and paint splashing at the casa's magnificent open-air studio with sweeping views. Boy, do we ever have sweeping views of the ocean and quaint village of Boca de Tamatlan. This is my paintcation for me. I hope it's also a paintcation for you. Give yourself some time out and reserve your space now. I'll see you down there in Mexico. Hey, thanks for watching. Hi there, painters. Hey, have you ever wanted to meet Van Gogh and Vermeer? I do. Hey, I'm Bob Burridge, and welcome to my Holland riverboat cruise. I'm going to Holland. I cannot believe to do a workshop on a riverboat cruise. 9 days of a bliss and imagination, and accommodations are spectacular. You know, I did this one in Paris, all the way up to Normandy and coming right back down again. I didn't think I was gonna like it. It was spectacular. I said, let's do this again, especially of the accommodation. The crew took care of us. The accommodations, the luxury, were just so well taken care of. The foods, as you can well imagine, the excursions, the entertainment. There's a lot going on those riverboat cruises, but look where we get to go. We get to go to Van Gogh Museums, Vermeer. We get to see all that history, incredible excursions through those castles, and we get to paint every day. And the meals, we actually hurry back to the lunches on the cruise ship. It's a small riverboat cruise, just for the meals. Let me tell you, they take care of us. One of my favorite things, I'm looking forward to it, riverboat cruises. That's where it's all happening. Small accommodations, educational especially. So you're gonna see a lot of museums, a lot of castles, and do a lot of painting time with me. I hope to see you there.